Joining us now is Cillizza, former CNN editor-at-large and author and founder of So What daily political newsletter on Substack. He's also a straight shooter. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so do you think that this is factoring into the strategy?
Yes, 100%. Look, they have momentum. Polling is in her favor. Fundraising is through the roof, and they don't want to do anything to break that momentum. And I think they think rightly, by the way, based on a lot of the clips you played and her reputation, by the way, as a candidate in 2020, that she is not particularly polished. The idea that she is an Obama-level orator, golly, I mean, that's just ridiculous. Like Barack Obama, whether you like him or you hate him, is one of the best political speakers we've had in a century, right? The guy's just incredibly naturally gifted. Kamala Harris is fine reading from a teleprompter, but I mean, it's just not, it's like saying, oh, that person's good at basketball. They're Michael Jordan level good. It's just not a fair, right? It's not a fair comparison. But yeah, I think they are hiding her as much as they can. And look, you made this point, Dan, but I think it's really important to just reiterate. She is getting a massive amount of positive press without doing much of anything in terms of actually talking to the media. Look at the cover of Time magazine. I think the headline is Her Time, and there's a very nice drawing for. I mean, she couldn't really script it a lot better than that.
Let me play. This is one of the areas, one of the times there was pushback on this. This was CNN, where the Harris spokesperson, Adrian Elrod, was grilled about this issue. Let's listen.
It seems like she has time if she wanted to do an interview with a member of the media or do a news conference, correct? There does appear to be that time if she wanted.
Well, look, she has said on the campaign trail that she would be doing an interview at some point.
She could do an interview today, I would think, because she's not out there today.
Fair questions by John Berman there. Yeah. But sometimes I do think that the media pressure is more about the media than it is about the public, right? It's more about, like, why are you dissing us, as opposed to why are you not reflecting your views in an unscripted way to the public?
Okay, so two things. One, I love John Berman, one of the best guys at CNN. Two, I take your point, but let me disagree with it just a little bit. To me, what Democrats have said for the last 9 years is Donald Trump is a threat to democracy in many ways, including his willingness to either end or greatly curtail the free and independent media. Okay, we can debate whether that's true or not, but that's what they've said. If you say that, then I just do not think it is a fair stance to say, well, we're not going to talk to the media. I mean, we're winning. Why would we? Well, if it's about democracy, right? If it's about that a free and independent media and opening yourself up to questions, even when it's hard, is fundamental to American democracy, then you don't get to say, like, well, we're winning and Trump doesn't do it and therefore we can't do it, right? Democrats ran expressly, Biden ran expressly in 2020 on the idea that he was going to be better than Trump, that Trump was anomalous and that Joe Biden would return to quote unquote normal in all of these different ways. And that included the way in which he interacted and treated the media. I just think it's a little bit convenient for Democrats now to play this whataboutism game, like, well, Trump isn't doing it, but that's not the measure, right? That's not the point. The point isn't we're going to just be as good as Trump. You said Trump has failed and is dangerous to democracy. If that's the case, you got to be better.
Real quick, when are we going to see her first interview, do you think?
My guess would be either during, in the run up to the convention, so late this week, early next week, or sometime during the convention, she'll do like a preview or sit down with Tim Walz previewing their speech and their campaign in the fall. So within the week, I just think it's been a long time already.
We'll see. I think we might be going till after the convention. We shall see. Cillizza, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.